Good morning and welcome to Tailor Made, where every day is an opportunity to bring fashion and style into your life. I'm your host, Brian Rada, and we're here on emPOWERme.tv, where today we're talking New Year's Eve outfits, vintage trends we'd like to see come back in 2014, sequins, and inspirational models. We are fortunate and lucky enough to have in studio today the editor-in-chief of Girl Talk HQ, Miss Asha Daya. Good morning, Asha.
Hi, Brian. It's so great to be back again. And it's the last show of the year, so we should just go out with a bang, you know?
Yes, we should. Well, speaking of bangs, that's right. New Year's Eve is just around the corner. It is that time of year. We hate to admit it. And that obviously means one thing. What am I gonna wear to my New Year's Eve celebration? Before you pop that bottle of champagne, you might wanna consider a few of these looks that we've assembled for both men and women. First up, we have this lovely women's look. I like to call this Dinner with Tiffany. We have a cream Lola Loves triple bow prom dress here. It sells for 60 pounds, about $85, $90 US. You can find that at the store River Island. You can also pair it with the sterling silver mini knot stud earrings for $5.50, or not $5, for £5.50, probably about 9 or 10 US, and you can find those at Claire's. We also have a wonderful clutch there. You know, silver sequins and glitter on clutches this time of year is perfect. You can find that at very.co.uk, and that's an ivy matte glitter envelope clutch for around 14 pounds. And the final thing you want to put here on this lovely prom dress ensemble, which will take you back to high school in a heartbeat, is the Kalisa court shoe here in black. You can find that at Monsoon for between 30 to 45 pounds.
Nice. Well, next up we have this outfit, also for women, which Brian so aptly named the Sequined Tiger. I think it's very festive. So let's start off with the Luella Silk Blend cocktail dress. You can actually get this from cathartic. Now it retails for about 175 pounds, which is roughly 200 US dollars. You can pair that up with the Lulu Guinness Women's Glitter Lip Top Zip Pouch. You know, you've got to have a great accessory like that, and it comes in black or black and gold. That is from coggles.com, and it retails for 68 pounds, which is roughly about 85 American dollars. And of course, you've got to have the shoes to top it off. Dolce & Gabbana zip detail pumps are in this ensemble here, once again from cathartic, and they retail for about 175 pounds again. Once again, that's also 200 US dollars. So this looks like my outfit for New Year's Eve, Brian, for sure.
I've always thought you were a Sequined Tiger, Asha.
Well, you got that right.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, I think the ladies can get away with, going, and either of those looks would be good, going to a formal dinner party or out dancing. But men, I think, have to be a little more specific with their New Year's Eve choices.
Yeah.
Whether you're going to a club or you're going to something a little more formal, men have to be a little more specific. So one of the trends that we would like to present, if you are going to go to the club this year, is a nice leather blazer. And some of the brands that have done leather blazers this year really well are Hugo Boss, The Gap, Marc, DKNY, and Prada. And you can see here, you can pair it with a nice simple button down. You don't have to put a tie with it, but a nice simple button down, and obviously the pocket square always takes something from good to great, in my opinion. And never be afraid to put a pocket square, even on a leather blazer. Great look there. And if you're going to something a little more formal, perhaps say like in a really nice restaurant or some sort of dance hall of some sort, you probably want to wear a suit. One of the biggest trends we've seen in men's suits this year is the plaid. And now there is, we can think there are certain things that work in plaid and there are things that don't work in plaid. Well, first off, I'd like to present an example A of something that isn't quite working in a men's plaid suit. First, we have this look here. It's just a little bit too much, right?
Yeah.
It's just a little bit too much.
Too much plaid.
Too much plaid, too much going on there. I think he could get away with that outfit if the pants were solid, and then he could keep the plaid jacket.
Yeah, then it's like a statement piece.
Exactly. Or if he wanted to wear the pants, but then paired it with a solid jacket. But I think all together there in one look, it's just a little too much. So if you want to be on trend with the right fashion style statement, you want to look at something like this. Put it into a three-piece suit. Here you see with, has a bit of a 70s flair here. The plaid is a little more subtle, a little more sophisticated. And he's already partying. Look at him.
He is on it already.
He's
Look
already
at him with
ready.
that gloss.
He's already celebrating. He's already ringing in 2014 because he knows he's rocking it. And I'm always a fan of the three-piece, but that's a real beautiful example of how you can do plaid right. So there are just 11 days left until the new year. So, you know, if you plan your outfit right and some of that extra mistletoe may be hanging around, you may get a few extra kisses there on New Year's Eve. All right?
I'm planning on it.
Oh, I bet you are, Asha. Okay. All right. Well, thinking of New Year's Eve and thinking about the past year, I got a little nostalgic and, you know, started to think about certain trends that have influenced me, people have influenced me, and I started thinking one of the things that I like is classicism and vintage looks. And nobody more in my life has influenced me than my mother, and one of the women who has influenced her was her mother. So I brought in a fun photo today here of my grandmother and my grandfather. This is you know, Josephine and Angelo, and they you know, just this is on their wedding day.
That is a beautiful photo, very elegant.
Yeah, they were so classic. She's rocking a bob. She has the pearl earrings. And she got a nice floral print dress. Angela was about, I think, 12 to 15 years older than my grandmother. Wow. But you know, even he was a style plate. So both of them inspired me to look at one of the things I'd like to see come back in 2014 are some fun vintage looks. First up, we have the full piece bathing suit. That's right, my mother did tell me, leave a little bit to the imagination.
Nice.
And I like to think that a full piece bathing suit, I'd love to see this trend come back more. And you know, keep it a little more classy and just keep things a little more covered up to leave things to the imagination. After that, maybe a nice headband. I think a nice headpiece finishes off any outfit lovely, and you don't have to wear a flapper dress to put on a headband like you see here, but any headpiece could do. We did a piece earlier in the year about bows, and this is another idea to put on your head to finish off any lovely outfit. And after that, you know, why not a big hoop skirt? I mean, nothing says, you know, empowering yourself and your femininity than a big old hoop skirt. Who cares if she can't get into that car? She's rocking that hoop skirt in a fun way. Love the floral print, very Sophia Loren, and I'd love to see big hoop skirts come back, even if you can't fit into the cars you're getting into.
Well, something I'd like to see come back is gloves. Now, you see people wearing them at weddings and dressing up at Halloween, things like that. I've actually seen some gloves in some high fashion photo shoots throughout the year in magazines, so I think they can definitely come back. You can pair it up with a nice floral dress. You can really dress it up, or you can dress it down. So I think it's a great accessory. Something else that's a great accessory to an outfit are tights. So these I really love. I actually own a pair of fishnet stockings. I haven't rocked them in a while, but they do have the seam down the back of the legs like this. So, you know, you could, if you're wearing something rockabilly, or if you want to go like a 20s outfit, you could definitely rock a pair of these tights, and they're classy, you know. It's just got that subtle detail at the back, which I like.
Well, will these vintage trends come back in 2014? We are not quite sure, but we certainly hope to see some of them on you, where you will feel a little more classic and stylish for the coming year. All right, well, it is still cold. We're still in the middle of 2013 in the winter, and it's probably around this time when you've probably gone through most of your winter clothing, right? You've worn it at least 3 or 4 times by now, that same sweater, and so you're probably looking for a little bit of inspiration. Well, one of the things we think that could inspire you to dress up your winter look is sequins. That's right, nothing says winter fun like pairing some sequins and some, you know, and pairing you're layering it with different patterns and colors, and sequins really make it pop. So our friends over at Glamour came up, assembled some fashion bloggers and showed some fun looks that you can actually work with your sequin outfits, or, you know, sequin pieces. First, we have this piece here. These two ladies are rocking, you know, the plaid and sequin combo. So they're not afraid to, you know, here on the left we have one fashion blogger in a nice pencil skirt with the plaid on top, and the blogger to the right there also wearing a plaid that matches her sequin skirt. I mean, the color. We want to make sure that the plaid, whatever plaid shirt you're wearing, you can find that same color inside of the skirt itself. Beyond that, you might want to pair those sequins with some camo. You know, it's always a good time of the year for some good camouflage. And here we see a nice, you know, gold sequin with the camo pants there. Very fun. And here, and of course, you can also do metallics, right?
Yes,
Asha?
I was going to say if camo or plaid is not your thing, why not try metallics? So you may think that pairing gold sequins with a gold belt would result in a bit of sparkle overload on this beautiful fashion blogger here, but no, it's not. Check it out. She really kind of grounds the gold hues by topping off things with a silk beige shirt and the brown leather bag. Very classy, very elegant. It still pops, you know? Now, if that is still not your thing, something that I definitely would campaign for is animal print. So check this out. Leopard print jacket. So treat the sequin leggings like any old pair of skinny jeans or leather leggings. Pair them with a neutral leopard print. So it still pops, but it still kind of keeps the outfit a little bit classy. Pair it up with some biker boots, similar to this fashion blogger, Karen, of Where Did You Get That? And it just really makes the outfit a little bit punk, a little bit risque, and it just looks cool.
Yeah, she's very East Coast for sure.
Yes.
And the last thing you might want to pair it with is a nice tribal knit with those sequins. You can wear them, much like wearing them with the camo. I love the idea here of juxtaposing sequins with the complete opposite. In this case, you see the super chunky knit. It's really heavy. And this is Helena of Brooklyn Blonde. She's a big fashion blogger as well. And she chose to style her sequins with the cozy cape, but the look would also work with the Fair Isle sweater as well. So, if you are daring enough to spice up your winter wardrobe with some sequins, don't be afraid to add prints and colors on top of it.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, since it is the end of the year, we like to reflect on things that happened in the past year and kind of make resolutions. But since this is a fashion show, we thought we'd come up with a list of some models that actually inspired us in 2013. Now, when you think of the fashion industry, you think of people who are obsessed with perfection and beauty and maybe unrealistic, unhealthy standards. But fortunately, there are some women who are doing some really great things, shattering the body standards and kind of setting some really good examples. So let's check out a few of these amazing women. First up, we have the beautiful, timeless Iman. She's the wife of David Bowie, of course. She did something pretty major. She teamed up with Naomi Campbell this year, and she's been campaigning against all the major fashion weeks in the world, saying there's not enough diversity of men and women on the catwalk, and they want to see it come back. She even said in an interview with ABC earlier this year, back in the 70s when she started, there were more black women on the runway then. So we certainly hope her campaigning will force these designers to bring more diversity on the catwalk, Brian.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'd love to see more of what Iman's doing and more diversity on the catwalk, especially. Well, one woman who probably is, anything, I would say less, I wouldn't say an example of diversity would be Christy Brinkley. She's just pure classicism here. She made a breakthrough in the 70s as a swimsuit model, and here at the ripe old age of 59, she's made a comeback. She just signed a contract with IMG with her daughter, Sailor, who's featured here. You see both of them. And I can't believe she's 59. Does she look 59 to you,
Not at
Asha?
all. She's just a timeless classic beauty, which shows that, age is just a number, right?
Age is really just a number. And that's her contribution, I think, for inspiring women.
Yeah.
She's working with her daughter. And when her daughter asked her if she should go on a diet, she said, no, you don't need to be skinny. You just need to be happy with yourself and confident and fit. So thanks for the inspiration, Christy Brinkley.
Yeah, that's a really important message for women out there. Next up, we have one of my favorites, this gorgeous, voluptuous woman. Her name is Velvet D'Amour. She's an American model, but she's based in France. And when she started out in her early 20s, she was in New York. She was 117 pounds, which is nothing, but she was told she was too fat, which is, something that's wrong with the fashion industry. So she decided, screw you guys, I'm gonna put on weight. She became a plus size model and has never looked back. She's so successful, and she's kind of a spokeswoman for healthy body image. She started an online magazine called Volup too, and she's kind of speaking out and being an advocate for body positive statements, which I think is really awesome. So next up, another woman who's doing something really positive is Tara Lynn, another American model. Elle France dubbed her the body. She's taken over Elle Macpherson's title, which is pretty
amazing.
rad.
Yeah.
She is on the cover here of Elle in Spain, and it was the first time a plus-size model has been featured on the cover of a high fashion magazine. So it's pretty awesome. This went viral, and she just loves being a representative of real curvy women out there. So good for Tara. And finally, we were talking about age just being a number before. Check out this gorgeous woman. Her name is Daphne Self. She's 85 years old. She's reportedly the oldest working model in the world, which means she's probably done more campaigns than Giselle and Heidi. She was featured in a British retailer, TK Maxx, in a campaign that they did this year, showing diversity. And, you know, when they asked her, would you ever have plastic surgery or have a bit of a nip and tuck? She was like, I don't think so. It's just a waste of money. So good for her. She's representing diversity and women of all ages. Brian, I love that. I think she's amazing.
No, Daphne's a real inspiration. She absolutely has, I think, you know, really does show that age is just a number. We actually talked about yesterday, you know, Carmen de la Refise, right? Isn't that how you say her last name? The lovely, she's like huge, you know, like she's 70 plus and still modeling. So I think age really is a number. And both of these women, both Carmen and, you know, Daphne, are real inspirations. So
yeah. Great to see just women who are doing something different and doing something positive for the industry and showing young fans that it can, you can be who you are and still be accepted. So that's awesome.
I really hope we see this trend in diversity in casting for modeling in 2014.
I hope so too.
Don't you?
I think it's definitely changing. Like the industry's changing a lot. People are doing drastic things, and it's going to change for sure.
Good. Yeah, I think so too. Well, do you have any plans for New Year's Eve, Asha?
Well, I think I'm just gonna, you know, I've turned into a bit of a grandma in my old age. I'll probably be in bed by 12:15. Let's be honest. But I'm gonna do something fun with friends and family. What about you?
Okay. I don't have any plans yet. I mean, I'm sure a few opportunities shall arise, but I'm going up north for Christmas, but I'll be back in Los Angeles for the new year. So we'll see what opportunities shall arise when I return. All right. Well, that's all the time we have for Tailor Made. Before we go, where can people find you, Asha?
They can check me out on girltalkhq.com. That's the website. There's a lot of body positivity going on there. You can also find me on Twitter at girltalkhq or just at Asha Dyer. But girltalkhq.com is the way to go.
Awesome. That's all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining us in our first 30 episodes here of Tailor Made. We'll be back next year in 2014 to bring you more style, fashion, and authentic self-expression in the new year. Until then, be fashionable and keep styling. For more Tailor Made, visit us on emPOWERme.tv, Dailymotion, and YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram and like us on Facebook. Until soon, stay fashionable.